Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday Lunch and Learn with Yvonne and Loubna. And we are here to talk about today 3 key ingredients to your career success. This is going to be very interesting because we want to make sure that you are successful in your life and in your career. So I'm Yvonne Robinson Jackson, and I help you to earn more money, right? More money into your pocket. And we're executive coach. And I'm here with Dr. Loubna, who is an executive coach. And Dr. Loubna, what do you do? Just remind the new people who have come on today.
Sure. Hey, Yvonne. So nice to see you. I love our Friday lunch and learn calls. So I'm also an executive coach, and I work with the executives who are in career transition and those who feel stuck, who want to get promoted and move to next level in their career.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so we are both helping people to level up in your career. The people that we work with have been getting high results. They have been getting, getting their money, especially the women who do not know how to negotiate their salaries. So we are doing great job, and people are finding great job, and they're being promoted. A lady just messaged me last week and said, I got a promotion. And another gentleman who found a job last year, who found a job after 2 weeks. And he said, and he did career pivot, and he said, I'm doing so much. I'm doing SEO, I'm doing analytics, Google Analytics in my job. So he's a marketing executive in his organization. So people are happy, guys. People are happy. People are doing their due. They're doing great. And today we are talking about the 3 ingredients to your career success. And we are tuning in from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. We are on Wisdom Audio. So if you are on LinkedIn, or if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, you can put live that you're tuning in live, and I'm going to put in the chats here so we can see some comments. Say that you're live. And if you're watching on the say you're watching on the replay. So Dr. Loubna, take it away.
Hello. Yes, so this topic is very interesting. Actually, a couple of days ago, I attended a panel discussion where some HR executives were talking about the new way of work, and those topics came into the discussion. The topic of looking at your career differently, of managing your career, and also being in a place where your mind and your skills are aligned. So this is what we will be talking about today. We want to talk to you about those ingredients that will help you not only from a hard skill point of view, but overall. How do you look at everything? How do you behave? How can you be?
So to kick this off, 3 things we want you to keep in mind. We want you to keep in mind your mindset, your skill set, and your action set, which are the 3 ingredients we are going to continue to talk about today, because you know, and we know that your mind has to be in the right place, especially those people right now who are entering the job market or entering a new job. You go on the job, your mind has to be in the right place. If you are in the job, your mind has to be in the right place, because guess what? Things happen, and every job is not perfect. Everyone. So don't take a job and think everything is going to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So you have to do certain things. When you get the job, you go into the job and you have to look at the good parts. Look at the good parts and talk about the good parts. And do you have something to add to that, Doctor?
Yes, Yvonne. This is like the right thing to say and share, right? Because when people transition, I mean, the first days, everything is pink, everything is amazing. But you're right, they need to go with a mindset that allows them to integrate into the environment, the new environment, to build new relationships, to make sure that their transition is successful. And to do that, the mindset has to be at the right place. And like you said, when everything is working out, great. But when it's not, how can they adjust that mindset and make sure that everything is working out to support them? And the mindset allows you to see, to perceive, and to view the world around you in a specific way. Okay, when things are working out and when you're faced with challenges. So this is what we want to talk about. Okay?
Yes, and you are going to be faced with challenges. So listen, you have to, you must look at the good parts that are working, right? It's very easy to start looking at, oh, this part is bad. These people, I hate them, right? So there are many stories that can be said about the parts of the job that you don't like. But when you lean towards the good things about it, that will elevate you. And that time you can start having some fun. So focus on what you have, what's going well. Focus on the good stuff. Number one, you have a job. And a lot of people are looking for one. And look at the things that you can create, and you can create more of what you want in that job. I always find that a lot of times the way you look at the job, the way you see things, I don't know if I gave you the I don't know if I told you about something that happens to me recently. Hold on, I clicked something on my computer. It's going nuts here. Sorry. So I don't know if I told you about what happened to a lady I was working with. She got a job, and it was going to be a great job. It's a great job. But the first part of the job she had to learn was the admin part. And she saw the job as admin. And after 3 months, she had to leave the job because it went to a place after 3 months that things could be corrected. But remember, first impressions are the most lasting. And for the early part of the job, things didn't really work out because, I think she was seeing the job in a different way. She's in the admin part. She wasn't thinking that these are just things that you do in order to get where you want to go. And and it happens to a lot of people, because when you go into a job, you're not going to get the nice fluffy parts at the beginning. It's like a learning thing. You have to learn, you have to learn I'm going to say the mundane things in the beginning. So especially people who are going into new jobs, please, I'm telling everybody this. Remember that there are some parts of the job that are very mundane, and you have to learn those parts. And I had a job where I never liked to do the grids. Mundane as hell. I hate them.
Yeah.
But then I used to love to meet the consultants and all that. And I used to focus a lot on the parts that I love. And every day I love going to work, because I know that there's shitty parts, but I just up level the part that I like, and I was very successful.
So yes, there are a couple of things I want to piggyback on. Two things. So the first thing is about the things people like and don't like to do. And that has to do with the different sides of the brain, right? Sometimes like the logical, the analytical side of the brain, which is our left brain, will be enjoyed by people who like to structure things and play with the numbers. And then you have the right side of the brain. It's more people who want to have relationships and look at the holistic view, have a holistic view of the job. So you want to be mindful of those two parts of the brain that are constantly functioning. Okay, left side and the right side. And the second thing, Yvonne, that you mentioned is about having and keeping a growth mindset, which we discussed many times during our calls here, right? Keeping a growth mindset. You want to have the appropriate way of thinking. You want to have an open mind, keep an open mind, and change your perspective as needed based on each situation you find yourself in. And you want to do the right interpretation. You cannot just assume things, and you want to look at each situation from your perspective and the perspective of the person you're interacting with.
You know, I love when you talk about the left brain and the right brain, and there are lots of stuff on. And I know you're a specialist in that. Moving around in my chair, I would love to do a session with you, Dr. Loubna. You talk about the left brain and the right brain and how that affects your work and your life. Because I never used to think about these things so much, and as I get older, I start thinking about things like this. You know, how you are made up, how we are all made up, and a lot of things too that we do and have done in our lives in the past tend to affect us as you get older. And
Mhm.
that's why you have to kind of look back and think about those things, you know, mindset around your work, mindset around your life and everything. It affects your career, it affects your everyday. How you
Exactly.
grow up affects the job that you do. So sad, right? But
Mhm, mhm.
once you come to the realization that some of the things that you're doing now is affected by things that have happened to you in your life, and a lot of things, sometimes every day I think you have to step back and start looking at things.
Yes, yes, yes. And the question that I would like to ask people, how much time did you spend this quarter thinking about the mindset? How much time? You know, and with the change in working environment that we've been experiencing like the past 2 years, and not just the past 2 years, but it's constantly changing. How are you adapting your mindset to
Wow,
those changes?
I like that, because you say, how much time did we spend during the great resignation and now the great layoffs? What are we doing? Are we thinking about how affects us, how it affects our minds, how it is affecting our job, so that we can deal with things, right? Because unless you start brainstorming in your own brain, that's what it is, brainstorming. You either do it out loud with somebody or you do it among yourself. Unless you start brainstorming, then you're not going to be able to even come up with some answers. We need to do a little bit more of internal brainstorming. You know, my husband goes for a walk. Often he goes for his walk every day. And sometimes when I can't go for the walk, I say, you go alone because you need to go and think, you know. Sometimes you just need to be alone a lot so you think about the things that you need to do to move you forward, because life is a constant, you know, you have to be intentional about life.
It's a constant change. It's a constant change.
Constant change. And the other thing too, there's so much stuff going on around us, right? There's
Yeah.
inflation, there are gas prices people talking about.
Mm.
If you're in the States, I mean, you guys have more pressure than me. You're talking about Roe versus Wade, you're talking about gun laws and everything. I mean, a little bit more active over there than me over here in Canada. And so those
Yes.
things also affect your mind. And what are you
Yes.
doing every day to revitalize that mind and think about, and you have to go
Yeah.
to work too, and with all the pressures, and addition to that, there's a home. If you have
Yeah.
kids, you know, if you have kids, if you have young kids, if you are struggling on a $50,000 a year salary, I don't know what to do with it because it can't buy gas. But if you're struggling and you need time and you need thinking and you need to start looking at what you can do to up level.
Yes, you're right. All these areas are affecting our life, are affecting our mindset. So it's better to start applying the growth mindset to every area in our life.
Absolutely. We got to apply the growth mindset. I'm going to repeat
Yeah.
what you just said.
Yes.
Quote Dr. Loubna.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Loubna
Yes.
Erraji says it's time to start applying the growth mindset to your life and your career. Maybe you want to
Yes.
you should clip
Exactly.
that, Dr. Loubna. You should clip that. Your own quotes, right? You've got to do that because
Yes.
for those who are not intentional about it, you just go to your job and you're just doing this stuff and every day Monday, having fun, sometimes not having, just start thinking about things in a little bit more logical, or what should I say? No, just be intentional about all the things that you need
Mhm.
do to make things work, because we're not putting any pressure on you. We're just saying if you do that, it will make life much more easier for you.
Yes, yes. And the second thing, okay, so we talked about the mindset. Let's talk about the second ingredient. Okay, you're great. Your mind is is functioning the right way, you're happy, you're optimistic, you're building habits, you're doing all the right things. The second ingredient is the skill set, right? To be successful in
Absolutely.
your career.
Absolutely. The skill set is very important. So what are we saying about skill set? What do you do?
So the skill set, it's I would say it's based on all the skills you have learned, your capabilities, the knowledge, the understanding of your responsibilities, and it's basically what you do. And when you're thinking about the skill set, it's something that's not stagnant. If you want to keep growing in your role, in your career, you want to keep growing your skill set. You want to keep learning. You want to keep doing an assessment from time to time to see where you are and what you need, and then develop a plan accordingly.
Well, I would like to say something. I think when people stop learning, they're almost dead. You gotta keep learning. If you
Yes.
have a zone of genius, if you're in an organization, say you're a QA specialist, or you're an auditor, or you are a security analyst, or in a specialized field, or even if you're an administrator, things are changing in administration now. New technologies bring new changes all the time, and technologies are changing so rapidly. So it is been beholden upon each person to go out and learn some new skills, and the skill that you're in right now is probably what I saying getting obsolete as we speak. So
Yeah.
we have to go out and do some constant learning. So hone those skills. You got to hone those skills. You have to make sure that you're in the best, you're putting out some excellence, you're the best that you can be in your career, in your specialized area. And listen, there will always be people who are who well, greater and lesser persons than yourself. There's a errata, right? But you have to recognize that don't beat upon yourself, right? If you feel that you're not doing something as perfect as you want it to be. Remember last
Mhm.
week we talked about imposter syndrome. You can
Yes.
go on YouTube and go back and listen to that one,
Mhm.
because we don't want you to beat upon yourself. We just want you to recognize where you are, where you need to go, and then fill in the gaps.
Yes, and everything we're talking about is very much interrelated. Okay, the topics we covered before, these topics, and even when you're thinking about the skill set, you want to have the right mindset to apply to learning. You want to have the right mindset to tell yourself, okay, I don't know it all, and I need to keep growing. I need to keep learning. So you see, everything goes hand in hand.
Exactly. And you know what? These ingredients that we're giving, like the mindset and the skill set, like the salt and the pepper that we're putting on to the career to make sure, you're eating something and there's not even a little salt and it's not too great. Sometimes you
Mhm.
need a little pepper, right? To make sure that that works right. And I think that the salt is the mindset is a bigger part, because you could have as
Yes.
much skills as you have, my friend. If you don't have the right mindset, I think it's you're destined for failure. So you got to get that mind right around everything, because you could be so great at something and you go in there, you're thinking bad about yourself, wrong mindset, you feel you're not confident, you're not approaching it with the thing that, okay, I am going to succeed in regardless of what, because other people have done it, so I can do it too, right? So
Mhm.
you gotta go with the right mindset. It is the salt that
Yes.
yes, the skill set is almost like the pepper. You don't even need it, but you need a little bit of
Yes.
salt. Come.
And when it comes to the skill set, like we said, you want to do an assessment from time to time. I would say at least once a year. Okay. Especially if you're looking at that next role, that promotion that's not coming, you want to sit and you look at your skills. Okay. You look at the skills that are required from the position that you're aiming for, and then do a gap analysis. Okay, see what's missing, and then as simple as that, see where you can learn those new skills and start preparing for your next career jump. You don't want to wait until you go to the interview and then tell them, oh, I'll be learning those skills. No, you want to start planning ahead of time. Okay. It's very, very important to have a plan, to see what's missing, and then fill in the gaps.
I see that you are gone into the action set, right? So we got to take action. We have to take massive action. Anything that you're doing, just don't go in there wimpy, doing little this and doing little that. Take some massive action, people. Friends, my friends, my career lovelies, take some massive action to do something. If something is not working, try something else and take some massive action. So you need to think of your mindset. You have to have the right mind. You have to have your skill set, and then you take action. And you take massive action, as some folks would say. I'm not going to attribute any of these things to anybody. Like you hear a lot of times some speakers, they say things. A lot of times I'm realizing that those speakers are saying these things, but they were not original. Nowadays, most of these thinking are not original, right? So,
Yes.
but we've heard about these things: skill set, action set, and mindset, right? So make sure that your actions are in alignment with what you want to do, because you can say, I want to change, but you do nothing. And even the Bible talks about it. As a matter of fact, one of the most original books are probably the Bible or the Quran or whatever. If you read it from the past, you will see they talk about that prayer without works is dead, right? So you can't just sit down and say, I want this, and put no work to it. So that's where we get the action set from. You got to take action. And sometimes to shift it quickly, you have to take massive action.
Yes, and an example, I mean, of course, you need to plan and then you execute, okay? So the action set is the execution piece. You need to get things done in order to reach the goals you have set for yourself. And for example, it could be things like updating your resume, learning new skills, we said, updating your LinkedIn profile, engaging more intentionally in networking and connecting to people. So these are all actions you can take you to the next level.
I want to just add a little bit of that action set for the people who are in a job now and say, okay, well, I really like my job, but I'm not moving, right? So one of the actions that you probably should take is ensure, and I do some training on that, ensure that within your organization, even without two, but in your organization, that the right people that you are networking with the people at your level, you're helping the people below your level, and that the people above you who can be your mentors know what you are doing. Because you can be in there, you could be the best employee, but you think your manager knows everything that you're doing. But sometimes they're really busy, and sometimes they don't even know, or they know, but sometimes there are so many people to be top of their mind. Remember, if you're in a company with 50 people and somebody is managing 50 people, you know more about what you are doing and what you can do more than these people, because they have 50 to think about. You only have you. So remember, it's not a problem for you to go in or to speak with your manager or to say, I would like to do this project, I would like to do that project, I've done this before. Or when you're going to meetings, don't just go into the meeting and sit back and relax and say nothing. When you go into these meetings at your work, it's your opportunity to shine. So you hear about a meeting happening and you're invited, go do some research. Go understand what they're talking about so that you can participate.
Exactly. So basically, you want to increase your visibility. It's very, very important. It's not just about doing the job and doing great work, but you want people to know about it, right? We're not telling you to go everywhere and, and brag and no, but there are ways to communicate to the decision makers, to people on your teams, that you are knowledgeable, that you are bringing a lot of skills to the table. And this can be part of the action set. You're taking action. You're being intentional about everything you do.
Increase your visibility. Okay, you're getting this. So you need to put in your ingredient. ingredients, right, into the pot, stir it, right? Mindset, skill set, action set, and some of the action that you need to take. One big one that Dr. Loubna just dropped: increase your visibility, not only inside of your organization, but outside of your organization, right? Stop being shy because you were not born shy. I've never seen a shy baby, right? So, what you have done over the years, you have changed because of your lived experience, or somebody told you in the past, oh, shut up or go to the back, or children must not be heard. Remember, if you grew up in the time when I grew up, especially in the Caribbean, parents used to tell kids that go into the back. Okay, you must be seen and not be heard. Now, you young people who are 30 years old, so you must know how old I am. I'm calling you young if you're 30. You young people who are half my age, right? You might be saying, what is she talking about? Yes, people used to say that to us. They used to say, you're a child. You must not come around when Auntie Evelyn comes, or Auntie or Uncle this, because your kids stay in the back. So you grew up thinking that you should always be in the back. You should be in the back, like the back of the bus, right? Right?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
cultural connotation here. But they used to tell us that, and they used to spank us too. Go in the back. Go in the back. Go in the back.
Yvonne, this is very good point because it relates to the cultural backgrounds, right? And
Yeah.
many of us come from different cultural backgrounds where we were taught to, to hide and not show up and not speak up. And it's been a journey going through that, right? Like, at least I can speak for myself. And it's okay. The first thing to do is to be aware of what's happening. And if you guys think that there's some influence from your cultural background, so yeah, you're going to put even more effort to increase your visibility and learn how to build confidence and learn how to present yourself and package yourself and show people your value proposition. So all of those things can be learned. Okay.
Trust me, many of us were told that we must be seen and not heard. Many of us grew up and we were told to be seen and not heard. So you go into the company, or especially if you came from places where I came from, like in the Caribbean and all that. So you come to Canada or the United States, and some of those kids are more, outgoing, and you want to up level in your career. And what you do, it's so hard for you. You hear people talking. Listen, if you have never practiced this thing, it's going to be as hard as hell, right? Right?
Yes.
So you gotta do something about it. You have to be intentional about it, because they used to tell us that we must be seen and not heard. People in North America, Canada, the United States, and maybe even England don't even understand this. They don't understand, and the people who are your managers do not understand this, because they see you come into the organization, they hire you, you're very good, and they expect you to just start and shining right away. But many of these managers don't understand the cultural things that you went through growing up. I used to be told that kids must be seen and not heard.
Yes.
And a lot of the things that happen to us, and
Yeah.
even here, maybe in Canada and in the United States, kids are probably still told that, because probably being told that because some of the parents got it from their parents. It's handed down, guys. What do you say about that?
Yes. So basically, you want to keep in mind to always take a proactive approach to managing your career and managing your life. Okay. You have those ingredients we shared with you. Focus on the mindset, on the skill set, on taking action. And I would like to add maybe one or two other sets. Yvonne and I, like, I think we have those discussions, and you want to be connected. You want to be connected to your heart. Okay. Some people talk about the heart set. You want to be connected to what your soul wants, to your why, to what you're passionate about. So, and everything comes together in a very nice circle at the end. So, yes, just
So you're
also
adding in
lean
some
into
Samantha?
what brings you joy, what you're great at, and try to. Sorry?
Yes, I could help. I was saying, so you're adding in the
Yvonne, what did you
cilantro,
say?
and so I'm saying, are you adding in the cilantro and the thyme and the scallion and all?
And the garlic and the cilantro. Yes,
You're adding
yes.
in the other
We can keep
stuff.
adding, right? We talked about the
Marcia
lemons.
Edwards said, yeah, Marcia Edwards said that's so very true when we talk about how, the cultural impact of our career, how culture impacts us in our career and life.
Yes.
And yes, Marcia, it is so
Mhm.
true. It's we're not gonna sit down and as we say, we're not gonna sit down and moan about it. What we are taking action.
Mm-mm.
And what we have done, what I have done in
Yes.
my life, and massive action. What Dr. Loubna has done, she has taken some massive action to change those
Oh,
things
yes.
and for our
Oh,
children.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
used to be a shy high school student, very shy. I could barely open my mouth.
oh my goodness. And as I say, you were not born shy. Nobody was born shy, guys. Nobody was ever born shy. Okay. You learned it. You have to sit down and decide where you're going to strip that off. It's like stripping the onion down to the parts that you need. You got to strip off all those things that you brought into your life over the years that people tell you what you couldn't do and stuff like that. Please, I was very successful in my career, but I did not start getting that successful until I realized that some of the things, some of my thoughts were harming me, some of the things that I was thinking, and especially people of uh, you know I would say black people because of certain things, and I'm sure that people of the Indian culture, every culture has stuff. It's not only
Yes.
us. Every culture have stuff. People go through stuff in their country and in international. People see things about them, whether you're white, pink, black, or blue. We all have stuff that we've been through, stuff that has been told to us. This is for everybody, right? We have to peel the
Yes.
onion off to get those scales that we don't want in our life. And it is an intentional thing. So, skill set, first of all, mindset, skill set, and you have to have the right action sets that go with that and take the right action and take the massive action.
Yes. So, Yvonne, you and I mean, I know we've been talking about practical things and hard skills, but we're adding a lot of discussions around the soft skills. Okay. Now, I mean, these days, most companies in different industries care about the well being of their employees. They care about them managing their career in a different way. And that's why we're bringing to you those discussions about having the right mindset, about feeling good. It's not just about going to work and doing the job and getting a salary. It's much bigger than that. And when you incorporate all these ingredients we gave you, and you add the cilantro and you add the garlic and you add everything, you're going to feel more empowered. You're going to feel more like yourself. Okay. And everything starts from the inside, like Yvonne was sharing earlier. Okay. It's internal. It starts internally, and then you expand, and then you get information from the outside, and then you get the learning from the outside. But everything starts from within.
Oh my goodness. Everything, you're just adding some good nuggets there. Everything starts from the inside. That is why the things that you take on throughout life, you have to peel them off now. You have to take off the skin, the skin of the onion. It's like an onion. Think of yourself like an onion. You're born,
Yes.
and then over the years, all these different parts come on. And as soon as you get getting older, you're realizing so some of the old skins need to go, and you need to start learning new things. And I'm going to touch on the maybe the last and final, maybe a little ingredient or action that you probably need to take. You need to start having some affirmations. You need to start saying to yourself what you're good at. You need to start saying some
Mhm.
nice things about yourself. When people come to you, you try to make them feel good and you say nice things up to them about themselves, but you never say nice things about your own self. When people come to you for comfort, look how you help people. When you look back in your life, you're listening to me on Wisdom or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. When you look back at your own life, friends, don't you find that People come to you for help and you help them and you tell them nice things about themselves. Yet you go in the behind the scenes and you're saying the worst things about yourself.
Oh
You
my
need to
God.
start looking, saying nice things about yourself. What do you think about that?
Wow, this is so, it's so powerful, and it's funny because I have a client currently who's like that. She's an executive, and she's so skilled, and she trains people and she mentors people. And then when I talk to her, oh my God, she's talking trash to herself. And it's amazing. It's like at all levels of management, it's happening to everyone. This morning, I was looking at a video by Mel Robbins, and she was talking about that B voice that we have, that we all have. When that B voice comes out, you need to spot it, tell it to stop, and then replace it with something positive.
Yeah, as I said, like sometimes I used to say to my daughter, I say, "Get behind me, Satan." Because anytime you find that you say some disempowering words about yourself, try to correct it with some empowering things.
Yes.
Try to correct it right away, because that is very important, right? It's like I was in the morning now. Every morning now, I have a little routine, and I'm not big on the morning routines, but we do the sunrise salutation, right? Because
Nice.
especially you're getting older, and you gotta stretch out all them bones in the body. So we do the sunrise meditation, which is a yoga thing. And I said to my husband while we're doing together, because we do it together, most people on here know that I retired and all that. So when we're doing the sunrise salutation, I rub my back, and I said, okay, look, all this. I say, oh, this back fat needs to go away. This back fat needs to go away. So I started looking in the mirror, and now that back fat is going. Guess what? I do not have the back fat anymore. I'm saying good things. I'm
There you
getting
go.
out and peeling off the stuff, right? What
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
want, I am taking out of my life. So when you are in an organization and you're positive, you're going to attract what you exude.
Yes.
You
Yes.
are going to attract, when you're negative, you're going to drive away the people who you want to work with. You will
Yes.
start, when you start doing the positive, you'll be the cool person when you start being positive. And nowadays, a lot of people are realizing that they do not want the negative people around them anymore, because there's enough negativity going on in the world. There is enough wars, there are enough problems. Nobody want to hang around problems. Everybody wants something to uplift them. So I'm going to tell you guys, my friends out there, that if you want to attract good things in your life, good jobs, stop criticizing yourself, criticizing all these people. Try to find the good in what you're doing. Say good things about yourself, because if you say
Yes.
bad things about yourself, Dr. Loubna, or if I do that,
Yeah.
the people are looking at me. What I think about myself is what people are going to see. Isn't that powerful? We want to be the greatest, and yet we are
Exactly.
saying bad things about ourselves. And what
Yes.
you say about yourself, what you think about yourself when you walk into a room, that is what people see. So how are people going to work with you if they think you're a bad person? That's what I want to leave with my
Yeah.
friends today. How
Yeah.
are people going to want to
Exactly.
work
I
with you
mean,
if you're saying nasty things about
you want to speak positive. You want to speak positive. Sorry, you're breaking up.
you? You're breaking up, right?
I'm breaking. Hello.
You're breaking up a little bit. Yeah, so I know
Okay.
that
Here.
you are into the mindset thing.
Here. I
Yeah,
can hear
yes.
you now. I'm sorry. I didn't
Okay.
mean to interrupt.
Yeah, you were breaking up. I was breaking up too, right? Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes. So yes.
When you are on
So
technology,
it's about.
yeah, you're broken up again. The technology is
Okay.
killing us, guys.
Okay. Can you hear
All
me
right.
now?
I hear you now.
It's
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, yes, so I just wanted to add to what you were saying, to remember to speak positively to your brain. Okay, the
Yeah,
brain assimilates
exactly.
the good vibes, the negative vibes. So you want just incorporate positive seeds in there, and it will transfer and translate into great energy, into great relationships, into thinking positively about what you need to do, into clarity, into motivation, into many, many positive attributes.
All right. So we're not going to be too long today because we just wanted to come on and we're trying to keep it to half an hour, but sometimes we go over half an hour, sometimes we go into an hour. That's why I just extend it for an hour, but sometimes it's going to be half an hour, sometimes it's going to be 45 minutes because we want to help you. What we come here every Friday to do, Dr. Loubna and I like value content. There's a difference between value content and viral content. Entertainment, information, and infotainment. When we come on a Friday to be with you in a short period of time, we want to bring you value. I know you can get a lot of viral stuff, a lot of jokes all over, but what we want, we don't have a lot of time to go into all the jokes. What we want to give you every Friday is some value to up level in your career so that you can be the best in your career. And that's why we are here every Friday or almost every Friday, right? Because sometimes life happens and we want to just talk to you. So if you would like to work with Dr. Loubna, she is Loubna Erraji, and she is on LinkedIn, right? And she has a website called Advances Consulting. And for those who are on the internet, so you can see, is advancesconsulting.com, where she gives all those gems, right? And mine is pretty easy, right? Mine is pretty easy. So what I've done, I have a digital business card. It's easy to find. If you just put in your browser, meetcoachyvonne.com, it will map out all my social spaces. You can click on my LinkedIn from there. You can click on my Facebook to see my Facebook group and my website and everywhere. However, if you're on LinkedIn right now, Yvonne Robinson Jackson is my name. You can click on that, give me a follow, give Dr. Loubna a follow. And if you have any questions throughout the week, if you're struggling, if we come here every Friday, you should not struggle because
Yeah.
you have the questions and we have the answers.
Yes. And if you need additional support, more individualized support, you know where to find us. Okay.
All
Don't
right.
do it on your own. Do not do it on your own. It will take you a longer time. It will be a waste of time, a waste of resources, a waste of everything. And it will, by working with someone who already has the expertise and has the tools and can provide the support, you can get faster, much, much faster to where you want to be.
Absolutely. So that's what we're saying. We don't want you to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 months to find a job and be losing 20,000, 30,000 a month. Because when you don't work, the money you could have earned, you're losing it, right? So just remember that nobody wants to lose money. So we're going to go out with our little theme song and a little dance here. And if you are on where you can see this, you're going to see our little, what we call it now, our little display with the tips, right, that we talked about. Okay, so I see you next time. And this is Yvonne and Dr. Loubna.
Bye.